in the 11th grade. And this is kind of a unique circumstance, isn't it, Mike?
It certainly is. I'm sure the two of these young men are going to have a good time here. Both excellent bowlers. I watched them throw a few practice shots. Two significantly different styles here. Dan with a big cranking sweeping hook, and Galen with just a little turn on the ball and a little more conventional delivery. There comes Dan with his first ball, and he taps that 10-pin down for a strike. A lot of turn on that ball.
Dan Babcock, a great reputation in the area, high school bowling. He is a good one, as is this guy, Galen Wetzelberg.
Galen with a little more of a fundamental style, nice close arm swing, nice delivery. Unfortunately, he left a 5-pin there, though. It's not saying that Dan isn't conventional anymore. A lot of the pros and whatnot are really hooked the ball an awful lot, but they've started to come back to throwing the ball just a little more like Galen I've seen in the last year or two, though. Let's see if Galen picks this spare up here. Again, nice arm swing, nice knee bend, good follow through and conversion.
Galen Wetzelberg won the New York State High School Championships up by Albany not that long ago. So he's an experienced bowler in tournament play, as is Dan Babcock. Both these players are experienced. They don't let the pressure phase them one bit.
See Galen up here on 44. Nice short first step, good push away. Throws the ball a little wide and hit that ball just a little harder. Turn more on the back end and he goes through the nose. Just caught that a little hard on the upswing there, John. I think he just let his elbow get away from him just a hair. Throws the ball real well, though. Both of the young men do.
He's got a very firm delivery, doesn't he? Very disciplined.
That's right. Both bowlers do. They know what they're doing. They've been around the game for a while, as you can see by their averages. They know what they're doing, and they know what to expect out of their game. And a great pitch. A lot of revolutions on that ball. I'm looking back to when I bowled. Danny gets more revolutions on that ball than I did going down and coming back on the ball return with my ball, for Pete's sake. Great release. A lot of power behind that ball. It's real quick. He doesn't take the time Galen does to set up. A little bit light there, leaving the 2-7. Going to have to throw cross lane at it, trying to get the ball to take out the 2 and the 7. You also can get it by hitting the 2 and the 2 going into the 7. Percentages are with you if the ball takes the 2 pins out, though. Again, real quick, doesn't get set. And he takes the 2 straight back. So Dan has the first open of the match.
So Dan Babcock's been bowling 9 years, Galen Wetzelberg 8.
Galen, as you can see there, he's using just a little harder ball. It looks like it's shined up a little. This ball gets good skid for him in the beginning. That one slid just a little too far, leaving the 2, 4, 5.
Wetzelberg likes to coach his ball all the way down the lane. He's an intense bowler.
He's looking at the floor now, and he's checking to see. He's probably wondering, should I move a board to the right to get that ball to come up to the pocket? He's been a little short here. Again, excellent extension to the ball. Gets a bad break, chops the 2-4 straight back off the 5. That's a very, very common spare to chop. Not an easy spare to pick up. Galen back up here. And 44, he gets set again. Took a little more time that time. Revs on the ball, hit the pocket, all can get in the pit.
Galen, the #1 seed in the high school boys in the open here. Dan Babcock, #2. Let's talk for a minute about the success of this tournament. A record number of entries this year. 183 bowlers entered this one. Ken Weibel, the tournament manager for the last 8 years, and he's done a great job, Mike.
He certainly is. Ken is a tremendous gentleman. He loves working with the young people. Dedicates and donates an awful lot of his time and energies to it, and he keeps smiling all the time, so evidently he loves it, John.
We'll be talking to Ken Weibel at the end of the program.
knee up again. Great release. I'd buy that release if I could.
He's got a lot of speed on that ball, too. I know speed isn't that important, but he's really whizzing that ball down the lane.
Well, the ball is late in his timing, John, and he comes through late with it. And he has to pull it through to get his hand around the ball and get all his revolutions on the ball. Again, though, that's a natural speed, and there's nothing wrong with the speed of the ball for the way he throws it. Whereas if Galen tried to throw the ball that way, it'd be awful hard to control. Set that ball a little short and goes through the nose. Galen, by the same token, hasn't done too bad considering he has 300 games to his credit at his age. And that's quite a feat already. He's perfect 3 times, and he's still a youngster, throwing the ball cross lane at the spare and picking it up.
As we said before, both of these bowlers have been in a number of tournaments. They're not fazed in the least by the crowd in the gallery or the cameras or the lights here in Midway Lanes.
Galen's looking on. He's trying to get himself set. He knows he's got to get going here shortly because Dan seems to have the range and the area to play the lanes. Nice ball there, a little wide, but he gets a wall shot there.
You see a contrast of styles here in the two bowlers. Dan Babcock, very calm. Galen Wetzelberg, on the other hand, a very excited player. He plays with a lot of intensity, as opposed to Babcock, who just seems to lay back, do the job, and sit back down.
Well, it's a lot easier to act like Dan when you've got a few strikes and you're throwing the ball well and the ball's reacting super for you. Galen, on the other hand, is struggling, and he's trying to force fit some of the shots, and he's expecting quite a bit out of himself, a lot more than it's happening. And I'm sure he knows he can throw the ball better, and I'm sure he will before this match is over with. Again, Dan has no time. He just gets up there, gets half set, and throws the ball and throws strikes. It's a fun game when you play like Dan does.
And a reminder that both these bowlers are on the same high school bowling team for Union Endicott. They're both in 11th grade. And when Monday comes around, they'll put this behind them and probably be in the same class together.
That ball's a little bit better right there, and he rides the 4-7. Nicely done. Just moved a little bit to the right, and the ball just finished a little higher for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get just a little crisper with this, because that ball that started to come a little bit too high at the tail end. Could have just as well left a 4-9 or a 4-7-9. Get a little crisper or give the ball just a hair more room here. Let's get out a little bit further, and another great shot.
Very tight match up to this point. You know, you talk about both these bowlers coming from the same school. Union Endicott next season is going to be a tough team. They were good this season, but next year is going to be phenomenal. Both of these bowlers returning for their senior years.
The ball's a little light there, leaving the 2-8. I would say so. I would want to bowl these two now. So they're going to make a great contribution to any team. Dan left a 2-8 there, and he's got to make sure that the ball covers the 2-pin full enough so he gets the 8 out also. And not an easy spare. Well done, well executed. Nice spare by Dan.
So Dan Babcock picking up an impressive spare. You can see Tony Allegrino in the background looking on. Of course, he was a winner of the high school boys division. This is the open one. No handicaps involved, and we're seeing a great one between Dan Babcock and Galen Wetzelberg, both from Union Endicott.
Dan again with that quick approach, big hooking ball, goes through the nose. Now that's a tough spare right there, John. That's left the 3, 6, 9, 10. Very, he's got to be careful with this. Very easy spare to chop, especially with the 9-pin. But Danny's ball is so powerful that he has a little more margin for error than most. Well done, well converted.
Got it.
So Galen is saying, well, let's see if I can keep this streak going. He's looking for a 4-timer here. Can really get into the game with this one here.
He needs it.
Pressure. Yes, he does. He needs it. He needs to put the pressure on Dan. Bad-looking shot right there.
He's got it.
And he knew he had it. He ran that one out. He knew he had that ball. Had that strike, excuse me.
Both bowlers showing a great deal of sportsmanship, pulling for each other, their teammates. And this one's going to go right to the end.
Well, that's the way they should be. They're both good bowlers, both throw the ball real well. Like I said, the styles certainly are different, but they both get the job done. And Galen gets another one, and here's Dan clapping. You're right, that's great sportsmanship. And Galen knows he has to keep the pressure on Dan.
And a lot of people watching this one, word's gotten out that this is a great match involving these two bowlers. A lot of people gathered to watch the outcome of this one.
The other fantastic thing is, Jen, they're both 16 years old, and they're both seasoned and throw the ball so well. Great games. Well, just a little bit behind the head pin there, leaving the 10 pin. Dan really wanted that one. That could have really put a lot of pressure on Danny. At 16, to do what these young men have done and to throw the ball as well as they throw the ball is just absolutely fantastic. He just sort of rode out of that one, and the ball slid right by the 10th pin. Here comes Dan now. Galen finishes with 223. Now, if Dan doesn't double, Galen is our winner. Dan needs to get the first two. If he strikes barrel, he shoots 220. Yes, he did. Great pitch.
Dan Babcock.
Let's see if he takes
Got a mission.
Yes, he does. And let's see if he takes any more time with this one. This one is a must. This is the most important ball of the game for him, of the tournament for him for that matter. This one wins it if he strikes and gets a count. And he's back to his quick self. But boy, did he turn that one. And he carries.
He's got it. He knows he's got it won. Dan Babcock will win the Open. He'll win that first place prize, $300 in scholarship money, a jacket, and a trophy as well. Dan Babcock, what a match between these two bowlers. Dan Babcock and Galen Wetzelberg.
Two different styles, two great games. And boy, we're going to, like I said, we're going to see an awful lot of these youngsters in the future.
Terry Gurn is on his way down to talk to Dan Babcock, the winner of the Open Division. The two bowlers shake hands. Large crowd enjoying this one. What a great display of sportsmanship. Great competition between the two. Sports Team 40's Terry Gurn is standing by with the winner, Dan Babcock of Union Endicott. Terry?
Okay, thank you, John. And Dan, very exciting match here. What was it like bowling against your high school teammate?
Well, I'd done it once before, but this is the hardest it's ever been. I have to give a lot of credit to the whole UE team. John Schreiber, Jeff Rippick, Tim Gillette, Galen, Mr. Smith, everybody that bowls on the team. They've done a lot for me this year.
Now, the match was really close, and you were cheering Galen on there at one point.
He's my teammate. And if I didn't win it, I wanted him to. I mean, obviously there's only two in the thing, but...
How were the lanes today?
They were dry, hooking a lot. I was swinging the ball quite a bit.
Okay, what are you going to do with that money you won?
Put it towards the college.
All right. Good luck and good match today.
Thank you very much.
John, back to you.
It began with a field of 183, and with us now are the 5 winners from today's exciting matches. Why don't you make the presentations?
Okay, at this time we're going to start with our grade school boys champion. He's from Appalachia, New York, Jason Steenberg. Congratulations, Jason. Now we'll go to our grade school girls champion, and she comes all the way from Elmira, New York, Michelle Larrabee. Congratulations, Michelle. Okay, now we move up to our high school division, and our high school girls champion, we have a very nice trophy for her, plus a scholarship in the amount of $300 to Jennifer Joslin from Horseheads, New York. Okay. Now our high school boys handicap division winner from Binghamton, New York. Again, a very nice trophy and a scholarship award of $300 to Tony Allegrino. Congratulations, Tony. And in our exciting final open match, our winner from Endicott, New York, again a $300 scholarship award and a very nice trophy to Dan Babcock. Congratulations.
Okay, Ken, and again, you got to be awfully pleased with the turnout. And for the 10th annual junior singles tournament, it was a success, wasn't it?
It was a great success, and at this time, I wish I had time to thank everybody, but especially WIZZ TV 40, the over 60 businesses and organizations that sponsored the tournament, our host lanes, Midway Lanes, and its staff, and of course, all my tournament assistants and directors. And most important of all the participants. They're the ones that make this tournament what it is.
All right, thank you very much. And for Terry Gurn, Mike Rulowski, and all of us here at TV 40, I'm John Kutchko. Thank you.